What's up guys, my name is Ace, and welcome back to Maps Exposed, the series where I cover all of the jumps, spots, and lines of sight that I know of on every map in Advanced Warfare. In today's episode, we're going to be covering the first of the Havoc DLC maps, and that is Drift. Let's get into it. Alright guys, so starting it off with the A flag, I actually have a nice little capture spot here that a lot of people don't really use or really know about, I guess. Right on top of this area right here, if you drop down, you can lay down and capture right here. You can sit, like I like to capture right here sometimes. And it's just somewhere where they don't really expect. You can also hop up on this roof and get a little bit of a line of sight over here, although it is pretty obvious there. But you can also capture from on the top part of the roof right here. So that allows you to capture and still get a line of sight on some of that map area right over there. Now I have a great line of sight towards the B flag, but this is only before that big avalanche comes and destroys basically this entire third of the map. So if you come right over by this tree, look at that. Great little line of sight over towards the B flag. If they are laying behind that piece of cover there, you won't be able to get a line of sight on them. But any other point that they're at, you can actually get a nice line of sight by looking through that crack. Or you can jump up on top of the presence here, and you can do this as well. Alright, so this next spot is not really a great spot, but it's a bit of an unexpected spot, I guess you could say. So it doesn't matter if the avalanche has come already. There's this light post right here. You can actually jump right on top of where this flag is, and you can kind of peek over around the corner there towards the B flag. It's a little bit difficult to hit this jump. I guess it's not too bad, but you just want to land right on top of this flag here. And there you go. You can kind of peek over here. Like I said, it's probably not the most practical. You are pretty exposed up here, so if they come to the stairs there, you're kind of in trouble. Or if they notice you from the B flag, you're also probably in trouble, but you can always just dash away if you need to. So just kind of an interesting spot to point out. Now getting way over to the back of the map, kind of near the C flag, you can actually get a nice line of sight with a sniper rifle or maybe an assault rifle over towards about half of the capture area of the B flag, maybe a quarter of the capture area. So it's not the greatest if you want to actually defend the B flag and just sit here all game, but if somebody's capturing the B flag, maybe you spawn somewhere back here, you might be able to pick off that one kill if they're not really paying attention and using cover effectively. Now right over here I have a pretty interesting check spot that is actually somewhat useful. You might even be able to hit a shot here. I did hit it in a private match against the one boom. Basically if someone's standing in this window right here, you can jump up and you can look through that area right there. So I'll just show you where you have to be and where you have to look. Keep in mind you are exposing yourself to a big portion of the map, so this is a very situation dependent thing. But you have to pay attention here, and you can see right through there. There's just that split second where you can see over towards that window. But that might be long enough just to see if somebody's there. And if they are, then you can call them out to your teammates, or you just know how to deal with them. And like I said, you might be able to hit a quick scope through there or something if you're some kind of a trick shotter or something like that. But it's a very difficult shot to hit. More useful just as a check spot, though. Now I see a lot of people that come up on top of this area right here trying to lock down this entire corridor right around here. This isn't really the smartest idea because just look at how exposed you are. People can shoot you from multiple directions here. So I have a nice little line of sight here to help lock down that middle alleyway or middle pathway by just hopping up right here, and there you go. You can see all the way to the back of the map, and you can pick people off if they're running through this middle part here. Unfortunately, you don't get the greatest line of sight into that doorway. You can see a little bit into that doorway over there, but it's not really ideal. It's just good for picking people off as they come through that middle area. So another check spot is actually kind of interesting. It's great for checking if anybody's on that roof over there, but you can also see a little bit more of the map. And this is from inside this building right here. So you jump up on this, and there you go. You can hop up, and you can see a pretty good portion of the map there, as you can see through there. And again, you might be able to hit a trick shot or something through there. Actually, I don't even know if you can shoot through this glass. I know I could through that way, but I don't know. You probably can get a shot through there. You might lose some bullet damage, though. I haven't tested that one. You can test that if you really want to know. But it's a great check spot anyways. Now right over by the C flag, just something that a lot of people don't know is you can jump through this window up here. So instead of coming through the door here, you just always have to know that you have that option of jumping through the window as well. It's really kind of obvious to a lot of people, but if you didn't know, then there you go. You have one more option to get into this building. Another thing that's pretty interesting to point out is you can jump onto that little tiny ledge there where this pillar is. So you can jump up right here. And look at that, you get a little bit of a line of sight over towards where the C flag is. You don't really see any of the capture area of the C flag, so it's not great. Not great if somebody is capturing C, but if somebody's coming through that area right there and you know they're going to come through there, then you just jump up on this ledge and you get a nice line of sight, nice piece of cover to challenge those guys. Now from inside this building right here, if you're trying to challenge the people that are in that window over there, most of the times people will just go to this windowsill right here and they'll try and challenge them. But that's pretty much exactly what they expect you to do. So instead, I like to back off a little bit and jump right up into this little windowsill area right here. You can edge your way over, you get a nice line of sight on them. You are exposing more of your body up here, but it's a less expected spot. So that's why I like to use it every now and then, not all the time. I wouldn't camp here all game, but I do like to use it to pick off that odd kill, and then I can move on from there. Same goes for this pillar right here. This one gives you a little bit of a different perspective. You can actually shoot right through this little crack right here, which is kind of nice. And you can pick them off if they're trying to head glitch that wall right there overlooking the C flag. Now, similar to the pillars that are inside that building there, you can actually jump onto the ledges of this pillar right here. And you can use this to kind of look in towards this building. It's just something that they might not expect. It's better than jumping right through the window and completely exposing yourself. You are still going to be showing yourself a fair amount, but it's something that they probably won't expect. A better way is usually to just jump on the train here because it gives you a little bit better cover and mobility, so you can challenge them through there like that, and you can always strafe to cover if you need to. But that option is always there for you. Now, right on the B flag, something that a lot of people don't know is you can actually look through this glass right here. You can get a line of sight in towards where the train station is. You get a great line of sight through that glass. Unfortunately, you cannot shoot through this glass, though. You won't have any bullet damage through that glass at all. You can shoot through this glass just fine. But you can use this glass all the way around for checking different areas. So you can check over there if you want. You can check down, oh yeah, down in here like that. You can check the top of that building as well. So it's great for check spots. And again, over here, you can also use to check a little bit over towards this area too. So don't forget that those are there, but just remember you cannot shoot through those at all. Also, by the B flag, just something I thought I'd point out, this little crossbar right here is actually completely invisible, or not invisible, but it doesn't affect you at all. So you can go right through it, essentially. And that's just something to point out, like if you're jumping in there, you don't have to worry about hitting your head on that thing. You can just jump straight through it. That might help you if you're going for a boost slam on the B flag, because you can get that extra height by just jumping straight into there. So that's one nice little thing to know about that. Now, right over here where this security room is, or control room, whatever you want to call this one, I don't know what the proper call out is, some people still don't know that you can get on top of the roof here. So I just thought I'd point that out. It may seem obvious to some of you, but for some, that might have been like a holy crap, I didn't know you could do that moment, so just thought I'd show it. Now, over towards the middle of the map, you can actually get a nice line of sight into that window there by just jumping up right on top of these here. Just like that, you have a great head glitch over top of this, and you get a nice line of sight into that window, which is a bit of a power position sometimes. It really depends on the game mode, but it can be a power position, so it's really nice to have this line of sight to them. Now, if you want to get a line of sight into that doorway right there, which is a really popular choke point to get to the middle of the map, a lot of guys will set up on this rooftop, but there's tons of ways to counter the guys that are on this rooftop. Very obvious ways, so there's various lines of sight to this rooftop, which I don't really like. So one thing you can do, the first option here, is to jump back onto this sign like this, and that just cuts off a lot of the lines of sight from over there, and you still get a nice line of sight into that doorway. And it's actually kind of interesting, these little things that hang down from the carousel, that's right at eye level for the guys that are coming through that doorway. So if those things are in front of their vision, they can't see you at all when you're on this spot. They can only see you when there's little gaps like that. So that helps you a lot because you can see their entire body below their head very easily, and that gives you the advantage in that gunfight. Another option to challenge these guys, it's a little bit better when this thing's blown up, but you can also, I guess I'll just blow this up and I'll show you real quick here. Hopefully I spawn nearby, there we go. Not too far away, but I'll show you this spot. It is worth mentioning. I find it's a little bit better to get a line of sight into that doorway, even better than this sign that I showed you right there. But it's only really effective with a sniper rifle, maybe an LMG or something as well. But there you go, right there. You have to shoot kind of between the deer that are coming through there, but you get a nice line of sight in there, you have great cover, and you're cutting off a lot of the lines of sight to the rest of the map. Now, a nice line of sight to the popular area, that window right over there, right behind the station sign there, right above the station sign. Most people will try and challenge them from here, and this is basically a fair gunfight. This is exactly what you'd expect. They're going to expect you to be there, you'll expect them to be there, and it's kind of a 50-50 who's going to win that. What I like to do instead is jump on top of these benches right here, and you can even move onto this little invisible ledge. And there you go. You still get a nice line of sight over towards where they are, but you're a lot harder to see because you're backed off a little bit. and it makes it so you suddenly have a little bit of an advantage against them in this gunfight. So this is where I like to go instead. A nice thing about this invisible ledge as well is it gives you a line of sight over towards the A flag. So if you come on the benches, you jump kind of sideways a little bit to get onto this ledge, just like that. There you go. Perfect line of sight over towards there. Just the tip of your head is going to be showing here. So it's a nice way to lock down that area if you know enemies are coming from there. This is also a hardpoint location in here, so it's great for defending that hardpoint as long as you know your back is safe. One more thing that I wanted to point out that you can do, but really isn't all that practical, is you can jump on top of these lamps right here. It takes a little bit of work to get on top of them. They're not the easiest things to jump on because there's a very small area that you have to jump onto. Like, I hit it there, but then I missed. But you can jump up here, and it really doesn't give you any special line of sight or anything like that. Like, you're up here, you're out in the open. I guess you can kind of see over towards the B flag, but you can pretty much do that from the ground anyways. I believe you can get on top of that one too. You can get on most of the lamps, not all of them, but most of the lamps around the map. So that's going to wrap it up for today's episode of Maps Exposed. Let me know in the comment section below which one of the Havoc DLC maps you want me to cover next. If you enjoyed the video, a like rating is always appreciated, and don't forget to subscribe for more if you haven't already. I'll talk to you guys next time.